Summary of Daf Tezayin, Likkutei Torah, Sefer Vayikra. It's two Maimarim on Pesach. The first one asks a question: why is Pesach different to other Yom Tovim like Chanukah and Purim, where we had a victory and then the next day is a celebration? Whereas with Pesach, the firstborn Egyptians were killed, and on that same day we celebrate Pesach. And the answer is that normally, if we're working within the Mamali framework, Mamali means Hashem's light as it fills each world and gives each world and each level according to what it can take in. So then you can't both be destroying evil and celebrating at the same time. You're either working in the getting rid of or in the promoting and elevating. Whereas on Pesach, we're not in the Mamali framework. Pesach is a special time of year of Sovev, of the Hashem's light, which surrounds worlds, which is beyond, which is this. And when you surrounding worlds, so then it doesn't matter if there are different levels; it surrounds everything equally. And there you can have both getting rid of Egypt and working on elevating oneself at the same time. So that's and therefore Pesach, you can have both destroying the firstborns and the day of celebration for the liberation on the same day because of this, because it's the day of the Sovev energy. And that is the basic idea of the Maimer. And the Maimer also notes that even though it's Sovev, it's still which it treats everything equally, it's still recognized what is evil and destroyed that, and what is good that should be elevated. And that's because, yes, it's Sovev, but it's Sovev coming through Mamale, and therefore it still notices, oh, this is the Egyptian firstborns that have to be destroyed, but it can do that at the same time as lifting us spiritually as well. The second Maimer is based on the pasuk in Hallel and B'tzeis Yisrael, Hayom Rav Yanes Haram Raktuch Elim, that the response to the splitting of the sea was that the mountains were dancing and the sea fled. So what's the difference? That the mountains represent the highest sphere, the highest spiritual attributes, and they are closer, so to speak, to Hashem, and therefore their response when there's when at the time of Kriyas Yamsuf, the time of the splitting of the sea, there's this introduction of this great spiritual light from beyond worlds, and therefore their response is to come closer. Dancing represents jumping, not just going step by step, level by level, but jumping beyond and come closer. Whereas the sea, which represents Malchus, because the sea hides what's within it, and that's like Malchus, which represents contraction and concealment in order to allow for independent other. So that runs away, and that's like when you have so much going on inside that you can't even express it, and you have a great idea, and it's so much, and it's so meaningful that you can't even talk. And that's like Moshe, who had difficulty with talking, and the quiet Shemoneh Esrei, which all represents too much light and energy, and it can't be expressed, and that's because that's with Malchus. Therefore, what we see here is that at the splitting of the sea, there's this great spiritual energy, and which rendered Malchus silent. It brought other spheres to elevate up to it. Either way, throughout the sphere, we try to internalize this step by step, and then Shavuos, we can come face to face with Hashem.